This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey guys, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
Yay!
Back again.
Hopefully we have no video issues this time.
We didn't have any last time except for it looked like crap.
True.
I mean, it recorded. It just looked like crap. I don't know what happened.
Me either. But I'm going to make my drink. If you guys like boba drinks, I love this stuff. It's at Kroger. They're not sponsoring us. We don't get shit for this, but I like
You
boba
hear that,
drinks.
Kroger?
This Boba Vida cotton candy flavor is really good. Putting it in my Pepsi. Still not another sponsor. I'm going to drink it. But I just thought if anyone likes bobas, like everyone who doesn't like bobas.
And I'm drinking
Make
Zero
your own.
Sugar Sweet Tea by Gold Peak.
Still not a sponsor.
It's still not a sponsor.
I'm just saying, because those boba drinks like $8 a pop or something. This was $2.50. Make my own, so got it. But today we're discussing Deanna Cook.
Deanna Cook.
Sound familiar?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know. I don't remember anything.
Don't know the deets. You might once we get into it.
Maybe. Or maybe I just remember the name from something else. Maybe it just sounds familiar or something. I don't know. But who knows? So
don't know, Hank.
while we roll the intro and the music,
I
she's
fight
going to
with
figure
this.
out how to open this.
And then
So
we'll be back.
we'll see you soon.
You hear the ASMR.
All right, asthma horse. Let's do this.
All right. And we're back. That was a battle.
Scissors did it, though.
It did it. So while my friends are out partying at the bars, I'm making my own bobas. Because we broke.
Because she's a rebel.
I am. Take that.
Take that, depression.
Yes. Love that show. But yeah, nothing really news-wise. Business are for bitches. That I can
True
think
dat.
of. Oh, my cat Maybelle gave us a scare. If you don't know Maybelle, we'll post a picture of her right now. Pretty. Anyway, she's 19 years old. And she got a cold, which she passed along to the other kitties. But she was not taking it well. She didn't want to eat. When she'd walk, she wouldn't walk around much for nothing. If she did, she'd wobble, fall over sometimes. Wouldn't climb, wouldn't jump. Scared us to death.
Yeah,
Her nose was all snotty and dried up and couldn't breathe out of her nose. She sounded like an old, I don't even know, raspy old.
like,
It was awful.
She sounded like a pug.
I cried. I kept wiping her nose and her eyes. We tried to feed her different stuff. She ended up eating tuna. What was
Yeah,
it?
she finally ate tuna.
And then I got her some
After
vitamins.
days and days.
Some cat vitamin at the PetSmart. It's supposed to, for senior cats, that has vitamins and increase their appetite or whatever. Gave her that. Gave her more tuna, more medicine, and she's been fine. We had to move her bed. She liked to lay by the water bowl when she was sick, and she didn't leave that spot. So I moved her cat bed over there. So
And
in the
now
photo,
that's her spot.
Yeah, in the photo, she's sleeping next to the community watering hole. So that's where she's been staying.
She's sleeping at the bar.
Bless her. So she's 19. Go Maybelle. It's our mascot, but that was a scare for sure. Mm-hmm. That was all our news. That was detrimental.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You're like, yeah, well, okay.
I'm the one who gave her tuna. Chill out.
You did. Braden wanted to bottle feed her.
He did. He said breastfeed.
He
He did. You got to admit, he said that.
He did.
He meant bottle feed, but he said breastfeed. I don't know why he said
You
breastfeed,
got to
but
breastfeed her. I said, who?
who's
He said,
lactating
"I'll
in this
do it."
house?
So you mean bottle feed? Yeah, bottle feed.
Who's lactating in this house?
I thought he was going to whip a titty out and feed her in the middle of the living room.
I don't know. I
Like,
was
what
worried.
are you doing? I know, but he loves cats, so he tried to save her life. So today we're going over Deanna Cook.
That's what you said.
Yep, ready for this?
I guess so. Like I said, the name kind of
Kinda
sounds
familiar.
familiar. I don't know if it's because of the case or if it just sounds similar to another name that's just in the back of my head. You know, Dane Cook. Guaranteed. Guaranteed it's Dane Cook.
Isn't that Superman?
No.
Ain't
Dane
there a
Cook, he was a
Dane?
comedian.
Am I thinking Kane?
Dean Cain.
We're thinking all
Dane
kinds
Cook.
of shit.
You mixed them together.
Yeah.
Deanna Cook, Dean Cain, Dane Cook. It's Deanna. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did it.
Close now.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. Dane Cook just popped in my head, but Deanna Cook does sound familiar. So could be. Who knows?
Never know. And in this one, I actually have some audio
Uh-oh.
clips in there. So
That means I got
It's
more
been a
work.
while.
Means I got more work in editing.
it goes, yay. But it
It
was
seems seamless to you guys. You're like, see the picture? Hear the audio? Yeah. No. I got to do that all later.
and they're still gonna give you shit when you go, His brain is dead from all this editing.
It is.
But Deanna Antoinette Cook Patrick.
Antoinette.
Yes. Is that what I said?
I think you said Antoinette.
Deanna Antoinette.
Antoinette? Is it maybe?
Antoinette.
Antoinette.
Antoinette Cook Patrick. And this is a picture of her.
Okay.
It's a pretty lady.
Mm-hmm.
She was 32 years old, born June 19th, 1980.
Okay. My age.
Yep. And there she's at. I'm digging those earrings. I like that color. It matches her Apple Watch and her bracelet. And
Okay, so this can't be too old because Apple Watch.
oh, true.
Ah.
Look at you. Look at you, detective in training. But I just like it. It all coordinates. A nice leather jacket. So she had some style going. Look at the nails. I couldn't function with those nails. But
too
that
far.
belt, I think my sister had that belt back in 2002.
I've seen people with that belt in 1982. So same with
So-
the earrings.
True.
But you know, things come back. So
Very true. I'm waiting for bell bottom jeans to come back. Excited. You're like, Anyway, her mother's name was Vicky Cook.
okay.
And there is a picture of her mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty silver flower. I'm just looking at these pictures like I need to upgrade my jewelry box. like I'm
Okay.
missing. Well, I grew up in Dallas, Texas. So she grew up in Dallas, Texas, and she has two sisters that their names popped up quite a bit in her news stories and things like that. But the first sister was Carletha Gundy. That's her right there in the gym.
Okay. I like the arm tattoo. It's like a
I do too.
band. It's different.
It's like a band, but there's like a little wider,
Oh,
like
and
a space in it.
almost tribal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it reminds me of? I just thought of this. The Samoan type tattoos, like
true.
like Roman Reigns, Usos.
Oh, it does.
Very like a lot of dots to create a big
Band.
band. Yeah.
True that. But she had more siblings. They mentioned one other sister, but I'm not sure how many other siblings she had. If she had brothers, just sisters, one more sister, we don't know. But
Okay.
she had a very tight-knit family, and Deanna was always the center of attention due to her fun personality and loving nature.
All right.
So just a nice human being in general who had a soft spot for animals.
All
Of
right.
course, that's how you tell someone's nice.
Yeah.
But there's a picture of Deanna. I'm taking those earrings, but what did I say?
She likes the big
Earrings?
dangly earrings.
She does. What does that say? I say hot.
Hot or I don't know that before hot it looks like a tiny T, so I'm worried it says thought as just as an ironic just joke. Maybe she was funny.
Yeah, because some people have bitch across the
Yeah.
choker. And
I don't know. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, by the way,
The comments coming.
because I don't know if she's a victim or what, but like I don't know. I just can't. You can't really tell, and it just looks like a tiny T in front of the H. So maybe she's just got that kind of sense of humor.
Could be it said she had a fun personality. Could be her joke inside. Like, I'm going to wear these out to church, Mama.
Yeah.
You never know. I would have.
Where can you be a thought if not in church? Just saying.
I'd have a choker on that says whore. That's what I'd wear to church.
Say whore, and then your shirt says of Babylon. So it's that way it's biblical.
That's biblical. For Jesus.
Whore for Jesus. Slut for Christ.
Slut for Christ. Could be just her sense of humor. But she loved to run and broke records in the 200-yard dash when she was just in 7th grade.
All right.
So she was a runner. She got pregnant at 16 and had her first daughter. And this name, I had to write down pronunciation because it's spelled so weird, but it's Nicia. Nicia.
Nicia.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like N apostrophe then EYCEA. Nicia.
Or maybe Nicia. Because the N apostrophe makes me think it like has a pot, like instead of knee, it's like Nicia.
Could be. In the documentary I watched, it sounded, because I typed knee like your knee, and then C, and then
okay. Yeah.
So who knows?
I'm just going by the apostrophe.
Yeah. But that's her daughter. And a couple years later, she had her second daughter, Anaya.
Okay.
Know how to say that one. There's a picture of her younger daughter, Anaya.
Okay.
They all look alike. Her sisters, her daughters, everybody.
Yeah. They're all definitely related.
Mm-hmm. Can definitely tell. And she's been married twice and had 2 divorces.
Okay.
So striked out twice in that department. But she was...
That's rude.
She did.
Striked out twice.
It ain't on her. It could be on the man's part, you know? It just didn't work. He gambled. He struck out. That sucks. But it happened to this poor lady twice, but she was rocking it as a single mom.
Sounds good.
Yep. Go. Get it. She wanted to make sure her daughters were safe and well taken care of. That was her main focus.
Yeah.
Then she crossed paths with Del Vecchio Patrick.
Del Vecchio.
You probably sensed what happened since her name was Deanna Antoinette Cook Patrick.
Del Vecchio.
Del Vecchio Patrick, who was 35 years old. And they got married June 4th in 2008 in Texas. So there you go. Together they had her 2 daughters in the house, and then they got 2 dogs.
Okay.
So no kids between the 2 that I've seen. But they had a tumultuous relationship. Trying to sound sophisticated.
They had some issues.
They had some shit. Del Vecchio used to beat her while they were dating.
Oh, boy.
So he's a friendly fella, isn't he? He's been arrested previously for domestic battery against her.
Okay.
So he's a keeper. So struck out 3 times, we'll just say. But there's Mr. Del Vecchio.
Okay.
What does he look like? He looks mean, don't he?
It's hard to tell.
Kinda.
I think
Maybe
it's
it's
just
the eyes.
I think it's just because you know what he did and then you saw a picture.
Probably.
Of him. So you're like, he looks mean. I mean,
I don't know. I just look
without
I don't
knowing
know
what
if
he
it's the
did,
eyes or something, but
he looks.
looks normal. I don't know. Probably it is because I know what he did. But Deanna has called 911 before on Del Vecchio. She stated to the operator, quote, "I don't want him to know I even called. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That triggers him when he knows I called. He tears the stuff up in my house."
Damn.
So she's even scared to be like, "I'm calling you. Don't tell him it was me because he will fuck shit up." So it's kind of that scary kind of. And that's like walking on glass kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I've been there. You got to do, answer when he calls, do this or that because, he's going to trigger him. He's going to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in that kind of relationship. On the 911 call, Deanna says, quote, "He's already tried to kill me 3 times. I'm really just fed up with this. I can't keep moving and changing my life because of this shit."
Damn.
Yeah. So she was over it. But January 3rd of 2009, Deanna and her friend, Chamara Ingram, were going out to a club. While they were getting ready, Del Vecchio showed up. He immediately jumped on Deanna and began to beat her ferociously. Like, throw her down on the couch and was on her like she was another man, like wailing on her. Even as Chamara was begging him to stop, he did not slow down. He was pounding her in the face with his closed fists. Ugh. And he told Chamara if she does not shut up, that she will be next.
God damn.
Yeah. So he was choking Deanna and threatened her with a knife. So Chamara called 911, like yeah.
Like expected.
And she's like, "Fuck you, I'm calling 911." And Del Vecchio was arrested for the assault.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Deanna first filed for divorce in October of 2009, only to be dismissed when Del Vecchio didn't follow through. I don't know how it would.
How does that get dismissed? You're filing for a divorce. I want a divorce.
Unless he just was like, "I'm not signing it, blah, blah, blah." And she just said, "Forget it, I'm not fighting with him." And just let it, I don't know.
I don't understand that concept. If you're filing for a divorce, why do you need somebody else to sign it? Like, I'm done. I'm leaving.
From what I thought, it was they have so long to sign it. If they don't sign it, then the judge just grants it.
Why even have them sign it? I don't understand the purpose.
I don't know, but that's all it said was it was dismissed because he didn't follow through with something.
That sounds weird.
I know. And there's, that's from him. That's a post from him that says, "Anybody know Deanna Cook? Will you please tell her to sign these divorce papers because I'm ready and she's stalling, talking down, but haven't signed these papers. I have, you can see mine." And he posts a picture of the paper. So it sounds like maybe he was signing and filing it and she just said no and he just didn't follow through with it and didn't file it all the way or whatever.
That's weird.
I don't know.
You'd think she would be the one that wants to file.
Yeah, she'd be willing to go. But I don't know. While he was in jail, she got a break from the violence between March 2010 and April of 2011. So he went back to jail for something. So on May 25th of 2011, before noon, Deanna told authorities that her husband hit her several times and even showed injuries on her hands and face to the police to support her claim, and he was arrested again for assault. So he got out. He was in jail from March 2010 to April 2011, got out in April, and then a month later got arrested again for beating on her. This guy they don't need to let him back out.
He's a winner.
He keeps going right back in. Don't let him back out. She even got a restraining order on him, but it didn't keep him from making death threats to her and making her life a living hell. Because, what else has he got to do?
Got a lot of time on his hands, I guess.
Yeah. But Deanna worked hard and bought a new house with a pool on her own. So like I said, rocking the single mom stuff yet again. But it was in a crime-filled Dallas neighborhood. But she still did everything she could to make sure they stayed safe. Deanna posted to Twitter before her death, so now you know what happens to her.
She dies.
Yeah, before her death, saying, quote, "Morning world, headed to work, hoping when I get off my home won't be broke in. I got a stalker." Whoa.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. At that time, her daughters were staying with her sister while Deanna got settled into the new house and made it secure, added locks, whatever she needed to do to make sure it's safe for them to move in with her. Her mother, sister, and daughters did not have Twitter, so her stalker tweet didn't get noticed by them.
Okay.
They didn't see it. They didn't know she had a stalker. She spoke to one of her daughters before laying down for the night. She told her, quote, "I got this house for you all." So she's like, "I got this for you all. It's going to be me and you guys, and we're going to just have a ball."
Mm-hmm.
Finally, because this guy should be gone. But things seem to be moving up since the split with Del Vecchio. And then August 17th of 2012. Deanna attended a prayer group call that morning with her mother. And she would call her mom at 10 a.m. every single day for their daily conversation, regardless of the prayer group call. So even if they had a prayer group call at 8, she would still call her mom at 10.
Okay.
Just to chat. That was her daily habit. But Deanna missed her 10 a.m. call that day, and she never misses. Even if she's sick, whatever, she'll still call, say, I'm not feeling good, whatever, I'm in bed.
Yeah.
How you doing? Like, make it short.
Yeah.
But she never misses.
Okay.
And her mother even had trouble getting a hold of her. So she's like, this don't make sense. But the night of August 18th, so the next day, Vicky calls Deanna's daughters and aunt, telling them that they will need to check on Deanna in the morning. Like, we'll go check on her.
Yeah.
So she's telling Deanna's sister and her daughters, like, we're going to go check on her. When Deanna failed to attend Sunday church on August 19th, they left church early and went to her house to check on her. Because that wasn't like her. They thought maybe, she's an adult, she's getting her house busy, so they're like, maybe she's busy. But when it was the next night and her daughters ain't heard from her, they're like, okay, in the morning we'll go check. Yeah. And they went to check. Because they figured, if anything, she would at least be at church. No. Her 2 dogs, when they got there, her 2 dogs were running loose outside of the house, which is unusual. She loves those dogs.
Yeah.
She's not going to leave them out, especially in that shady neighborhood.
Yeah.
But when they got close, they also noticed that water was pouring out from under the garage door.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, so this stream of water. They peeked inside a few windows and saw more water inside on the floor. They're like, what is happening? So Vicky called 911. She was wanting the police to come and open the door so they can check on Deanna's well-being.
Yeah.
The operator told her, quote, before we can send an officer out to check, you need to call the hospital and the jails.
For what?
I guess to see if Deanna's in jail or in the hospital.
There's water pouring out the fucking head.
They didn't care. They said, before we take our time and send our officers out there, you need to check. And this is Vicky's 911 call.
Dallas 911, Graham, what's your emergency?
My daughter has been missing since Friday.
How old is your daughter?
She is 32.
And I asked them if I could get an officer at the house. They told me no.
Call all the jails and hospitals?
No, I have not. Ma'am, can you just send the police over here?
No, ma'am. You have to do this first.
So as you can hear, she's like, the operator's like, you check the hospitals and the jail? She's like, no, can't you just send someone out here? She's like, no, you got to do that first. So she's like, yeah, so they just blew her off. Like, no, call the hospitals, call the jails, she'll show up. Like it was nothing. So since 911 was no help, they decided to bust down the door themselves.
Well, there you go.
They're like, we're just going in. While searching the house, Vicky heard water running in the master bathroom. And the master bedroom was a mess. It looked like there was a struggle in there. And even though Deanna they said she wasn't sparkling clean, but she wasn't that messy. The bed was crooked, hanging off, like it looked like there was a struggle. Yeah. That's when Vicky came across Deanna's body in the bathtub.
Oh,
in the master bathroom, yep. She'd been there for 2 days in the water, and the smell was awful.
Damn.
Awful. She was wearing only underwear, and her face was all bloated because she was laying face down in the dark red water, yeah. So her mother instantly screams, and that brought the attention from the sister and the daughter. So then they come in to see what was going on, and Nicia could not. She's around the corner. She saw, and then she's like, I cannot look again. Like, I can't. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to see her that way. I cannot. I know what's there, but I'm not coming around and looking. So she just could not look. She said she didn't want to remember her mother that way. So there's a 911 was called again to report what they found. Carlitha, the oldest sister's first instinct was to turn the water off.
Yeah.
Because it's running. But Vicky's like, no, don't touch anything. Like, it's not natural.
Yeah.
Don't turn the water off. Don't touch nothing. Leave it the way it is. The coroner on the case was Tracy Dyer, and the cause of death ended up being strangulation and drowning.
Wow.
And Delvecchio was arrested the same day.
They instantly went to him?
Yep, they instantly went to him. He was arrested in Balch Springs, Texas, due to some active warrants, and was charged with Deanna's murder. So he already had warrants out for him. Vicky provided police with the address to Delvecchio's stepdad's house, where he would most likely be.
Alrighty.
Because they instantly knew the relationship, knew how he was, and they're like, check with him. And so they went and arrested him. After Del Vecchio's interrogation at the station, and this is where you're going to get wound up, a police sergeant pulls Carlitha, the sister, to the side and says, quote, "We fucked up. Something is about to come out, and when it comes out, I need to make sure that you guys will be able to move responsibly."
What?
Apparently, Deanna also called 911 before her mother did on the day she died.
Okay.
Yes. On that 911 call, you can hear Deanna begging Del Vecchio to stop beating her.
Oh, fuck.
She even addresses him using his nickname, Red, which is why they went and picked him up. Because you can hear the water running along with her screaming. You can hear Del Vecchio repeating in the background, quote, "I'm going to kill you."
God damn.
You then proceed to hear drowning sounds and then silence, and this call lasted 11 minutes.
And nobody fucking showed up?
Nobody went to check on her. A call lasted from 10:55 a.m. to 11:06 a.m. And I have that call.
Oh, fuck.
So, I know.
Dallas 911, what is your emergency? Okay, what's your address? Hello? Need police, fire, ambulance. I'm going to need an address. Hello? Do you need police, fire, ambulance? I need an address. Hello? I need an address.
I'm not doing nothing.
At this point,
I have not done nothing. I'm not doing nothing to you. Why are you doing this to me? I have not done anything. Please don't take me out. Please.
for
You can hear dogs even barking at the end outside the door.
Wow.
But that's 11 minutes. And that operator, since they never got an address, apparently just thought it wasn't important.
What the fuck? Like, it sounds important.
But anyway, the 911 operator did send police to check on Deanna. She did list the call as urgent, but didn't specify what was heard on the call. So she just said, urgent, go stop by and check on it.
Oh, Lord.
The operator reported it to police as a disturbance. So they just said it's a disturbance, not like an offense or an assault or an attack. They just
Sounds
said there's
like
a
a fucking
disturbance.
murder,
Go
nothing.
check on it. Yeah. Later, the operator would say she could not hear Del Vecchio repeatedly saying that he would kill Deanna, but I mean, I can hear it plain as day. You can.
Yeah.
He says it over and over and over. I'm
Yeah.
going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm like, how do you not hear him? You can hear the water running, hurry out, and you can't hear him. He's right there. I heard him. But she said, the operator said that she did not hear him. She didn't hear him say that. It took 55 minutes from her 911 call for police to arrive. Because it's a disturbance.
It's urgent. It's an urgent disturbance, but we'll be there in an hour.
Yeah. The officers who took the call were Julie Menchaca and Amy Wilburn. They first stopped to check out a residential burglary alarm that turned out to be false. They then stopped at a 7-Eleven for drinks, snacks, and then filled out paperwork from that burglary call in the parking lot.
Sounds right.
Then they made their way to Deanna's house where they knocked, looked in a few windows, called her phone, and then when she didn't answer, they left.
We're like, fuck it.
Yep, that was it. No one answered the door. She didn't answer the phone. They're like,
Like, fuck it. Let's go eat them snacks.
right, let's go finish out the paperwork for this false alarm, too. I was like, what? Tanyita Hopkins was the 911 operator who answered that call. And that's her right there. She dropped the ball with this one. The call made its way to dispatcher Yamina Shani Mitchell, who did not prioritize the call. So, no one hit it. No one bumped it up. They just said disturbance. When you get to it, go stop by. The operator said this in an interview about the call, quote, I can say that it's obvious that there was an active disturbance taking place, the screaming and things like that, so I can't say that I knew what was going on other than there was a disturbance. Obviously, my prayers go out to her family because that's just a terrible situation.
Wow.
I'm like, what? She's like, I knew there was a disturbance.
Way to just toss that over like, I mean, I knew something was up, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't be certain. I'm not there. But I could hear the scream. I mean, besides the screaming and all that, I can
Why
tell
are you
there's a
doing this to me? Please stop.
Yeah.
I've done nothing to
didn't
you.
intend.
Followed by,
I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to kill you. And then silence.
But Tonita, the 911 operator, knew what block Deanna was calling from, and she could have sent police immediately because she traced the call. She knows where the call's coming from. She just didn't put the urgency to it that it needed to be. She just kind of pushed it along like, yeah, here's another one. Her immediate supervisor, Kimberly Cole, was out of the room. So her supervisor went in there. Supervisor is supposed to stay in there. It's a violation of the 911 call center's policy because the supervisor is supposed to be there in case, there's a situation where they need her right away. She's a supervisor. She needs to be there because if someone's in a situation like this or getting killed and they need her.
She has to make that call.
Yeah, she can't be down the hall. She's got to be there. So she wasn't even in the room. Therefore, Tonita had to ask Johnny Wakefield for assistance. And Johnny, whoever that person is, it's spelled weird, so I don't know if it's a boy or girl. It's like John and then N-Y-E.
Okay.
Johnny, I don't know. Told her to hang up and call right back. That was that guy. That was that person's call. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's
So
smart.
when she did it, went straight to voicemail.
Well, duh.
I could not imagine. Like, what?
She ain't available to answer.
I mean, the supervisor went there, so she's like, what do I do? He's like,
Yeah, just hang up and call
hang
him
up,
back.
try call. Maybe she'll answer. It wasn't like she was screaming for her life. But at the time, only 64 of the 90 positions at the 911 call center was full, and Tonita was working overtime that day. So I don't know. It's kind of those things where she didn't give enough attention to the call, enough care to the call, and then there's the flip side. They're like, well, she's working overtime. They're short-staffed. It's stressful.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, where do you go from there? Deanna's family filed a federal lawsuit a few weeks after her murder.
All right.
Probably would have too. They were seeking attorney's fees, burial costs, and other damages. The operators, the cops, and even the city were listed as defendants in the case. And the family hired attorney Aubrey, quote, Nick Pittman. Is that a man's? Aubrey?
Oh, no.
Aubrey said, quote, Miss Cook was a victim of her race, the nature of her call, and the demographics of her South Dallas neighborhood. But I get it, but the race, how did that 911 operator know she was black when she called in? I don't know why he threw race
I don't know.
in there. I understand, nature of her call and demographics of where she lived, the neighborhood.
But maybe that also plays into the race, maybe so that the demographics of where she lived was also primarily a specific race.
You know what they say about assuming.
I'm just saying,
I know what you're saying.
So maybe
but
based on that demographic of that area, it could be assumed that they probably were a specific race, and that call was probably handled differently because of that, is what they're probably saying. Just a guess.
Could be. The city attorney was Chris Casso, whatever. The city spent upwards of $350,000 on outside counsel to fight this lawsuit. Because why would we just pay the woman? I ain't paying for burials.
We fucked up, but, even the cop said we fucked up.
Yeah, he did. But then he went immediately to, I want to know how you guys are going to act.
Wow.
He did. He's like, we fucked up, but I need to know how you're going to behave moving forward with this information.
We gonna fucking sue. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm like, why are you so fucking worried about it? But the amount they paid on the council and all that is why they refused to settle with the family. Like, we've invested too much in this. We're not settling.
Well.
And the judge dismissed the lawsuit.
The fuck?
Yep. U.S. District Judge David Godbey signed a 6-page memorandum opinion and order that dismissed the family's case with a waive of the sovereign immunity one.
Police immunity.
Is it?
Yeah.
Judge determined that a government cannot be held liable for the bad actions of its employees. Yeah. And the family
God.
didn't like that, so it's now being sent to the appeals court because they're like, that's shit.
Agreed. That is definitely shit.
One 911 call operator was fired and the other was disciplined.
Okay.
Trial began 3 years later, May of 2015, and Del Vecchio faced up to life in prison if convicted. I don't know why. After being that many assault cases, I don't even know why he was out. He should have got more than whatever, than 6 months or whatever. They keep giving him over and over because evidently, I think the first time, okay, second time, okay, but the third, fourth time, 6 months ain't teaching him shit,
No, it's
apparently.
like, he
6
ain't learning
years?
his lesson. Let's put him in there
Yeah, let's throw the
for
book
quite
at
a
him.
while.
Teach him that we ain't putting up with it. But there's picture him in court all fired up. Got behind the iron bars and grew some dreads.
Read a couple law books, it looks like, too.
Yup. He's very expressive with that hand. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, I just really needed to beat her.
But Judge Brandon Birmingham was on the case, and the judge reminded everyone at the start of the trial that he did not want any type of outburst,
Yeah.
because he was probably expecting it.
Well, yeah.
And he was expecting it because they chose to show photos of Deanna's body to the court.
Oh, shit.
Yep, several members of Deanna's family cried out and had to get up and bolted from the courtroom because they just showed detailed photos of her body to everybody in the court. The officer who photographed the crime scene was Michael Mulkey, and he stated that the home was very organized. He said the door frame to the master bedroom had been damaged, and the bedroom was in disarray, which did not match the rest of the home. And it looked like there had been a struggle. District Attorney Susan Hawk was on the case, and the defense attorneys were Roger Lennox and Bruce Anton. The defense attorneys argued that the mess could have always been in the bedroom, or it could have been made during, quote, fun times.
Sure.
Because that's what we call domestic violence.
Sure
Fun
sounded
times.
fun. That 911 call sure sounded fun.
Oh, it was a ball. The toxicology report showed PCP and alcohol in her system. Her alcohol level was 0.09, which is slightly over the legal limit, and it could have been attributed to the decomp process because she's been in the water for 2 days.
Yeah.
But the defense attorneys locked in on the PCP, saying that she was a PCP drug user in and out of treatment. And they pointed out that the drug could have caused hallucinations and even death.
Oh my God.
So she hallucinated his voice over the phone.
He's on the fucking 911 call,
know.
people.
However, the coroner stood by her findings, stating that Deanna did not die from PCP, but was strangled and drowned.
So why even bring it up
Yeah,
other than to
she's like-
discredit the victim?
She's
It's
like,
stupid.
she's like, you can die from it. You could OD from it. It causes hallucinations, but will it strangle and drown you? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Prosecutors Trey Stock, Bree West, and Kendall Castello called witnesses who said they saw Del Vecchio near Deanna's house the day she died.
Well, there you go.
A postal carrier saw Del Vecchio and Deanna arguing in front of her house when she was delivering the mail. And there's many witnesses that spoke at the trial, including Deanna's neighbors. They testified to the numerous times that they saw Del Vecchio hit his wife, as he
Damn.
wasn't shy about it. The defense attorneys tried to paint Deanna as the aggressive one who instigated most of the fights.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Blame her for it. That's awful. There's a lot of talk about a tattoo seen on Del Vecchio's leg during the trial because he was expecting a flood, I guess. His pants were shorter than they should have been. But spectators and even some jurors thought that the tattoo was of Deanna burning in flames.
Okay.
But the tattoo, he said, was actually of the rapper named The Rage. And that was the tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
being-
Yeah. That's Lady of Rage.
Yeah, but from the jurors were looking at it like, is that Deanna
No.
on
I can
fire?
tell that's the Lady of
Yeah,
Rage.
but if you didn't know, because I didn't know who Lady Rage was, so if I was on the jury, I'd be like, I can definitely tell that's a woman on fire.
Yeah. I rock rough and stuff with my Afro puffs. Yeah. Rock on with your bad self.
So,
She was on death row
and that's
with
his.
Snoop and Dre and all them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that.
Well, my point, if he had good lawyers, they would have brought this up and not let the jury just kind of speculate.
Mm-hmm.
But the trial lasted a week. On May 26, 2015, Del Vecchio was found guilty and sentenced to 85 years.
Damn.
Gave him the book. That's him right there looking down somebody. Staring down the side of his lawyer's face. I don't know
Either
what
that
he
or the jury for
for convicting him.
convicting him.
Probably. He looks pissed. But he is currently serving his sentence in the William G. McConnell unit at 3001 Emily Drive in Beeville.
Beeville.
Yeah. What was that, Texas?
I don't know.
They gave out every address but the state. They're like, you can find him at the William
You
G.
know where
McConnell
Beeville
unit,
is.
3001 Emily Drive in Beeville, in case you want to send some hate mail. I was like, what?
Just take it down to Beeville.
He will remain in prison until at least August of 2042.
Okay.
That ain't 85 years.
Well, no. He probably is
Up
eligible for
for
parole at that time.
Don't let his ass out.
No.
You guys let him out the last 4 times. Don't let him out this time. This is Texas. I thought they fried people.
He's not mentally ill or autistic. So
He's not. He doesn't have Down syndrome. Why would they?
he's not got Down syndrome, autism, or he's not gay. So they're
Oh
like,
my God.
he'll be all right.
Let's just feed him for 80 years. Oh my gosh. Her death sparked an investigation into the Dallas PD's 911 call center. Because, you know, they're just as guilty. Chief David Brown oversaw a top-to-bottom overhaul.
I'm sure.
Uh-huh. Is that the same chief that said we fucked up? I need you to handle this respectfully.
It's always a good sign when the police are investigating
the
themselves.
place, yeah. Shit gets done that way.
Yeah. I mean, any issues you have, I'm sure will get cleared up at that point.
And Mayor Mike Rawlings made combating domestic violence a huge mission after her death.
Oh, I'm sure.
Was
It'll
it
help him get
re-election
reelected.
time? I was going to say, is it re-election time? But she is buried at Laurel Land Memorial Park. And that's a little, for her funeral, a little flyer they made, printed out. But the family had a difficult time paying for her funeral, which I think was shit.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing for this lawsuit, and they're like, nah. They can spend $350,000 just to fight,
But they
won't
can't
spend
pay like,
$30,000 to pay. Yeah, it's stupid. But and that's her mother, family around her casket. They're laying flowers on it.
Yeah.
But Carlitha really pushes domestic violence issues in 911 call operations. She gives speeches on both. She wants, you know, better training, better everything.
Well, yeah.
'Cause this was ridiculous. But there's Carlitha in one of her little, what do they call it, professional photo shoot things. Yeah.
Yeah, like headshot kind of a thing
Yeah.
for yeah.
So she goes around, gives speeches and domestic violence stuff.
Portfolio.
Yes. Get it. But that's the case of Deanna Cook. Son of a bitch.
Wow.
I know. It's awful. Awful. Shouldn't have happened.
No, it definitely shouldn't have.
Shouldn't have happened.
And it goes right back to the fucking
Train.
cops messing up again.
It does. And it's not like a oops, it's like you fucked up.
Yeah.
And the fact that one was disciplined and one was fired, they both should have been canned.
I'm still stuck on the two cops. Like, they're like,
I'm going to get snacks.
hold on, let's stop at this burglary alarm first. Hold on, let's go get some snacks.
And fill out papers.
Hey, let's sit and fill out some paperwork. Well, we probably should go check on that one 911 call where that woman is screaming, possibly being murdered. What do you think? Yeah, about time.
But
Let's
they
go check
didn't
that.
know.
Oh, you know what? We can't find her. Well, fuck it. You want to go back and eat them snacks and finish our paperwork? Yeah, why not?
But in their little bit of defense, the 911 operator didn't post the call as... She said disturbance, which could be like neighborhood kids throwing rocks at
Doesn't
cars.
matter.
Yeah.
It was marked urgent, though. Urgent disturbance. Urgent disturbance, it can be a lot of different things, but the word urgent and disturbance should be like, we probably should go check this out.
True. Not defending them, but that neighborhood was a pretty rocky neighborhood anyway. So depending on the previous, average of calls they get for what, they probably weren't too in a hurry. But still, if they knock on the door...
Which goes back to the lawsuit about how that neighborhood is treated.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
That's true. And even then, knocking on the door and calling up, she didn't answer. We good. Like...
Oh, well. Fuck it.
And they should have put a note, heard screaming. Like she just said, even though with all the screaming and stuff, I can tell the disturbance. The disturbance could have been, there's the neighbor's dogs barking too much. Like, you never know. Kids playing music outside my house. Like, disturbance can be that, and disturbance apparently can be I'm getting drowned. But they should have put her screaming and her begging someone to stop. Urgent. And they would have, hopefully, would have went straight there.
Woman screaming at another person during 911 call sounds
And
urgent. Might want to get this checked out.
And that's what her family was so upset and soon about, because they said if they would have processed the call correctly, as soon as she called and was screaming and looked up her location, sent woman screaming on the phone, getting attacked. And if they would have went right there, they might have been able to save her.
Yeah.
I mean,
woman screaming on the
depending.
phone, possible violent situation.
Yeah. If they would have went straight there, depending
I mean,
on
you
how
don't
fast.
if you don't know it's a violent
Pull her
situation, it
out.
kind of sounds like it could be, though. Possible violent situation, period. That would have got the attention of the police saying, oh, possible violent situation. We should check this out.
Yeah.
It's urgent. It's
Not-
something that needs immediate attention.
Not 55 minutes later.
Not an hour later
if
after
they
we
would've
get some
got
snacks
there-
at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, if they could have got there in like 5 minutes, her family's like, they could have busted in, got him, pulled her out of the tub, and maybe done CPR and saved her. But letting her sit there for 55 minutes underwater wasn't going to save her.
No.
So,
More than 55 minutes underwater. She was there for a couple of days underwater.
well, yeah, but I'm saying by the time they showed up at the door to knock and say, what, I ain't answering.
Fuck it. Back to the 7-Eleven. Where they got some new burritos.
And it didn't mention if these cops have been disciplined or probably not.
I'm assuming not.
They're probably like, it said urgent, but it said
I'm
disturbance.
assuming they because
that
they followed what
neighborhood.
the 911 call was, that it probably went nowhere.
Yeah. They're probably like, we went to this burglary in progress. We got a snack. It's lunch. And this disturbance in that neighborhood, kids are in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
But still, they should have been. I think an urgent call, regardless, disturbance or
Snacks
catnapping,
could have waited.
should have prioritized above snacks and paperwork. That's my thing. If at least, suspend them for a bit or something.
The urgent disturbance, I think, no matter how small that disturbance could have been, it takes priority over your 7-Eleven snacks.
Over your corn dog and chips. But regardless, a mess of a case.
Definitely.
Thoughts out to her family. It should never have ever happened.
No.
Ball just dropped everywhere. Because she had a restraining order and it didn't stop him either.
No. Those don't seem to work very well.
What happened? He wasn't served? I don't understand.
Oh my God.
This is ridiculous. But, thoughts to her family. You guys, I mentioned if you want to write them in jail, just write them "you suck," and lick it and mail it to them. That's great. Whatever. Yeah. Don't know where Beeville is, but if it's Texas, I'm disappointed in their death penalty system here.
Yeah, we heard it was a lot worse than that.
It's a little biased. I know. We thought you jaywalked and they were ready to hang you, but...
No. You got to be, like I said, you got to have Down syndrome or something.
That's horrible.
For them to fry you.
We ain't moving to Texas.
Anyway.
All right, that's all I got.
All right. Feel free to like and subscribe. Also, I hear that there is a thing where you can set to auto download episodes, so feel free to do that. That helps everybody out.
It does. They're like... I
mean,
didn't know it was...
I heard another podcast say it.
Yeah,
so,
and I was like, why would you do that?
Why would you do that? And I'm like, well, maybe it counts as a listen if it's automatically downloaded. So, I don't know.
And even the podcaster's like, I don't even care if you listen. Just delete it later as long as it's
set it to
automatically
auto-download. We don't care if you actually listen to it.
If you don't
anyway,
like us,
heard it on a podcast earlier, and I thought, maybe I should mention that since that's something they were saying. Maybe it's something that needs to be, I don't know, offered. Anyway, whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
They're like, auto-download your TikToks that say no video issues. Next week we're coming back.
I think the auto-download is for audio podcasts.
Audio?
So yeah.
Not YouTube?
No.
Oh.
YouTube, you can't download stuff. It's just watching it on YouTube.
I have downloads.
I don't know.
I don't know how I did it, but I do.
Illegally.
Well, there I go. I'll get 8 years and this guy got 6 months.
They're going to pull up any second now. This isn't even a live show. I don't even know how they heard about it. It's pre-recorded and they're hearing it as we're recording it. Like, illegal activity show up at that house.
Someone's still watching our cameras.
Somebody has access to our cameras again.
Oh, Lord.
Not the ex-wife this time, though. Anyway, like I said, like and subscribe, auto-download, all that cool rigmarole, cool stuff. The website is loveandluminol.com. There you'll have a list of all of our audio and video links so that you know where they are and where you want to go. Find us there. What else? Love and Luminol social media accounts are everywhere except for X at Love and Luminol.
That's right.
Contact form on the website, as well as we answer messages through those social media accounts.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Good comments, not the ones that go, he says too much.
I did. I said it like 12 times just now. Because I got to think.
You yawned at me twice.
Well, I mean.
He goes, I hear her talk all freaking day.
Have you heard her talk?
They're like, yeah, no, you told us to auto-download it.
It's because it's later at fucking night. That's why.
Our brains have stopped.
We film these after the kids go to bed, so you don't hear them running around and all over the house and yelling and screaming.
Threatening each other's lives. Also, if any of you dig into this and you find what am I trying to say? Petition to revamp this lawsuit, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll mention
We'll post the link up.
Yeah. Because they need one if they don't have one. Or if someone's like, I'm going to start one, then let us know.
Definitely.
Need signatures to get this puppy back.
I'd sign it. I'd sign it and we'd post it.
Twice. Like, yeah. Because, it ain't fair at all. They dropped the ball on this and they're like, we ain't helping you out.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
Crap.
And this is why we don't live in Texas, people.
This is why. Or there's 10 other states we mentioned. We're like, don't go there.
Yeah. Pretty much every state is like, don't live there. There's something bad in every state.
Canada, here we come.
I'd like to.
Like, yeah.
Anyway.
All right, guys.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye. Is Maybelle still alive?